Hello everyone. So this will be a very quick review because I didn't found any online and a unboxing of the Knives and Tools website's Essentials knives. So it's basically their own brand, and in that brand they have several different categories with regards to quality and ensuing price difference, and basically their entry point into their knives is the Eden Essentials. So the packaging looks quite basic. This is a knife set, by the way, which contains the chef's knife, the utility knife, and the paring knife. Comes with the pricing and a small booklet. So this is, for example, their classic Damast, which is one step up from these. Okay, let's put that aside. So, initial impressions. Let's start with the chef's knife. The handle feels like it's, of course, not so nicely finished, which is absolutely normal at this price point, obviously. The blade itself feels very light. It's also very thin, so really curious to see how sharp it will be from the box. The balance, where would it be? Somewhere here, I suppose. Yep. It's actually quite a meaty grip. I like it, to be honest. My hands are not very large nor small, but it feels very nice holding it. I wouldn't prefer this. One of my current favorite knives has a handle like this, and I prefer the fact that it doesn't have this bump at the end. But even though this one has it, you can see that my fingers aren't reaching over there, so it's not annoying. There is no bevel here. That's actually good, because it means you can sharpen a knife on a whetstone here without scratching or damaging the bevel. Curvature seems nice. Okay, let's go on to the utility knife. Quite a bit shorter, straighter as well, I believe. The handle is exactly the same size, so not much to be said about that one. Feels nice. Balance will be further back, obviously, because the blade length is less. Yeah. Then the paring knife, smaller stock, obviously, full tang, which is always nice, same as with the other two. Apart from the fact that it doesn't feel expensive or look expensive, actually it feels good. I'm already getting used to it. Blade length of the paring knife, still relatively long, very short blade as well, as you can see. Alright, let's do some straight out of the box from the factory cutting tests. Now, I have brought some other knives to compare them with, so let's start with those. So this is just your standard 80 grams A4 paper. I have two chef knives here, which are copies of each other. They are the cheapest knives I could find in a general supermarket around where I live. The only difference between the two is that this one has been sharpened by me on a whetstone, and this one is still stock as I bought it. I sharpen all my knives on a Japanese whetstone, and these have been done on a 1000 grit stone. So let's start with the non-sharpened cheap chef knife. Okay. Oh. So as you can see, not a lot going on there. Then let's move on to exactly the same knife but sharpened on a whetstone. So as you can see, that's already a very significant difference. Just shows you that even cheap knives can be brought towards a relative sharpness if you treat them right. The only difference will be that due to the cheaper steel that's used, these blades use their sharp edge relatively quickly. Just for your reference, I usually sharpen my blades or knives at around 12 to 15 degrees angle. Third chef knife, this is actually one which I bought myself in Japan a few years ago when I was there on a training for work. See how this one holds up. This has never been sharpened by me since I use it very rarely. Yeah. I don't think I need to add a lot more explanation to that one. It's simply fantastic, actually. Stock is also cheaper, but the blade itself is simply amazing. Now, let's move on to what the review is all about. Start with the chef knife. As already commented, this is straight out of the box, so nothing done to them, no long-term testing that will follow now. Maybe I'll do a follow-up review after some weeks or months of use, but let's see how sharp they are out of the box. Wow. So as a reference, the cheap knives, they were around 5 to 6 euros. The one I bought in Japan was around 80 to 90 euros. And the set we're seeing here was 35 euros in total. Approximately. Let's verify. It's not on the invoice, but I remember it was around 35. Wow. Okay, so that's really good, actually. Let's quickly test the other two knives and then I'll do some cutting. Yeah. It does sound a little bit coarser than with the Japanese knife, but the cut itself is really smooth. When I started, really the hill all the way to the top of the blade. The cut is almost smooth all the way through. Let's think about the little ones. That sounds a little bit different. No. Yeah, cuts relatively well. I would say that this one isn't as sharp as the other two from the factory. Now, let's try to start with an apple. I'm not a chef, so please don't give me any "you didn't cut that apple in the right way." Let's take the chef knife. Feels smooth thanks to the relatively small width of the blade. Slices it through easily. Switch to the utility knife. This is usually also my preferred go-to knife for simple day-to-day. Yeah. Wow, okay. So that's pretty good. See what else I have so we can conclude this short review. Onion. Let's take one. Guess I'll have to find something to prepare for dinner later which involves onions. Let's do the other half with the utility knife. Let's try something new. Well, so that's about it actually. in general, first impression is really good. You can definitely see, say, or feel on the handle that it's not a very expensive blade, but the sharpness out of the box is really good. Let's see, curious how they will hold up in a few weeks of usage. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any specific questions, please post them in the comments and I'll see if I can get back to you. Bye.